What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Garrett Morlang. Here in the studio with me is...
the other guy on the microphone. JJ, how you doing, Garrett?
Doing great. How are you?
Excited to be here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be in the studio with you. Bringing podcasting gold to the masses.
Yeah.
Into the dirty,
each and every week.
Dirty ear holes.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Well, that's when it drops. Sometimes we record it on Monday. And sometimes I end up going and watching Bulls fight. And then I'm not able to do Mondays. So then sometimes
we record on Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
And then I stay up until the wee hours of the night and edit it. Thanks for coughing right into the mic. That was great. That was fantastic.
I'm sorry. I just took the largest drag on my marijuana cigarette. And do they call it marijuana cigarettes?
I don't know.
I'm not really
I don't do the drugs, remember?
Why are you winking at me? I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
So you went to a bullfight.
I went to a bullfight, and I'm sorry that I'm so excited about it.
I know, you're just like oozing with joy over there.
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, you know what? It feels weird to be down. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm a 3 on the Enneagram scale, which means I'm deceitful and means that I want to project this feeling of success so that you like me.
Yeah, basically he's a big fat liar. Can't trust a word he says.
Pretty much, yes.
Which we already knew that.
No, actually, everything's going pretty good. I did actually go see a bullfight yesterday. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but once a year, near the little town that I live in, they have the world's largest Portuguese festa, which is a party in Portuguese, in case you were curious. And all of these people descend from Portugal and the Azores, the islands of Portugal. They all descend on this little tiny burg of 4,000 people. And all of a sudden, the world's largest...
That's pretty big. Just got to throw that out there.
No, that's how large the town is.
I know, that's pretty big.
Is it?
I mean, I came from a town with like 700 people, so yeah, it's pretty big.
That explains so much, Garrett. So all of these people descend onto the little town, and then there's this huge festival, festa they call it, and then they
Fresca, you mean?
Festa, not Fresca, not the soda. They end up converging on Monday night at the end for this giant bullfight. And you hear it, and it's out in the middle of nowhere where this bullfighting ring is. I don't know why I said rink.
Like a hockey rink?
Yeah.
Bullfighting and hockey.
Get in your pucks and whatnot, yeah. No, so they there was like almost 5,000 people at this bullfight. It was insane how many people showed up in the middle of nowhere in this field. And we got to see crazy bulls running at idiots who were jumping on top of the bulls. It was crazy. And then the worst part of all was when the guys would get knocked down, which happened a couple of times, everybody cheered like crazy. They're like, we think we're going to watch somebody get killed right now.
Kill him.
I took my buddy and like he looked around and he's like seeing all these drunk Portuguese people and like all this craziness. And he honestly looked over at me and he goes, dude, you grew up here? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, this is normal? And I'm like, yeah, define normal. And he's like, dude, I would have loved to grow up here. Yeah, it's pretty different.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have never experienced a bullfight. That's not something. I mean, other than on TV and stuff. Once in a while, you see like the random, or on YouTube, you see the clips. But that's always the best, like the fail clips, and you see someone just get clobbered by one. Like, that's always the best.
And those are amazing. And I think that my buddy Brent, I think he had the interpretation that this was going to be like Spanish people that are
like
going
the Looney Tunes
El Matador, and like that they are like, Hole! And no, there's none of that at a Portuguese bullfight. It's nothing like that. There's no like, jumping out of the way. It's like, hey, all right, what are you doing, stupid? Come over here. What are you looking at? It's like that. Yeah. So it was fun, and I'm hoping that next year we're going to do a live podcast at the bullfight.
Oh, man, that would be insane.
Hey, it could happen.
I don't know about that, but okay. I'll have to brush up on my Portuguese. It's been a while.
I know all of the curse words.
Oh,
like
okay.
every curse word. I would never use them myself.
Right.
But I know them. Just having the knowledge sometimes, it helps.
You
It
never
helps.
know.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
never
well,
know.
hey, you know.
Well, my weekend, Saturday morning, we woke up bright and early because my friends wanted to go on a hike. I was like, it's Saturday. Why are we waking up so early to go walking somewhere? Like, I do that all day, every day at work. Why walk?
You know, it's okay to just say your cousins. Garrett. We've already established you don't have any friends. So you could just go.
My cousins don't live around here, so I have friends, you know.
Why are you did the quote unquote around the friend. Just say it. They're family. They're contractually obligated to spend time with you.
Yeah, right. No, they love to hike, and that's what they do in their spare time, and I enjoy that too. But yeah, we get up early. I'm like, oh, this sucks because most is on me. I made the mistake of staying up super late Friday night playing video games because that's what I normally do. I stay up late and I sleep until forever on Saturday. It's fine. It works great. I had forgotten that we had to get up early. Anyways, we go up to Sonora, go for a nice stroll. It was actually a beautiful day. It's been like, I don't know, 90s, even up to the hundreds lately. But Saturday, it was in the 70s. It was beautiful. It was a perfect morning. Started going for this hike. It's just a couple miles. Like, okay, let's get this done and over with. And it's like what, an hour and a half. We could easily get through that easily. We get 3/4 of the way through the hike. And it's me with my almost 2-year-old son on my back and like one of those backpack carriers. He's heavy. He's real heavy. He's probably like 35, maybe close to 40 pounds. And it was like a steep hill. Like we're going up, 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 up. And then my friend, the husband, he had their son who's like 5 or 6 months old. He's 35 pounds. Can you believe that? He's like 5 months old and like 35 pounds.
That's huge.
Or 25, 35? No, he's huge. He's a big kid. Maybe 25.
I think my daughter is 4.
If you saw this kid,
she's probably like 40 pounds.
if you saw this kid, like you would be like, oh, my brother.
Wait, what kind of an accent was that?
Russian. My brother.
That was not right. You sound like a Jamaican taxi cab driver.
No.
You're like, hey, what's up, my brother?
No, you're adding English onto my my accent. He was more Russian. My brother.
Folks, I hope that you tweet at Garrett Morlang. Is it at G Morlang?
Yeah.
At G Morlang on Twitter, and just let him know how awesome his Russian accent is.
I already got a compliment about my French accent. People like the French accent a lot.
Your mom, Mrs.
No,
Morlang,
it
she
was
said
not.
it was
It
good.
was.
They're supposed to say that to you. They're supposed to say like, "You did so good, honey."
Anyways, so as I was getting to the story, we're hiking up this big hill. We're like dying because we're carrying like
Fat kids.
fat kids up this hill, like I don't know, half my weight basically.
Pretty close.
And our wives are in front of us walking, I don't know, maybe like 20, 25 feet in front of us or a ways up there. And all of a sudden we hear, turn around, run. Oh no, run, turn around. And I was like, what the heck's going on? Like we were just talking and all of a sudden they turned around, bolted towards us. And once I started like focusing and like trying to figure out what's going on, we heard this rattlesnake in the middle of the path up in front of us.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, what the heck? Like that was like the last thing on my mind, like on any of our mind, like that we'd run into this rattlesnake.
Okay, stop. And here's exactly what happened, folks. Garrett Morlang, pest control professional, sprung into action, pulling out his Rambo Bowie knife, click, and lickety-split. Slit that thing from butt all the way up to mouth, and then made it into a sweet snake headband. Gosh, you're the man, Garrett.
No, it's not what happened at all.
You screamed like a little girl and ran back down the mountain?
What basically happened is our wives were like panicking, and at first I was like, let's just throw a rock at it. It'll scurry away. It'll be fine. And they're just like, nope, let's not take the chance. We're turning around. We were like I said, we were 3/4 of the way through the path. We're like in the home stretch. And we had to turn around and do the whole thing back over again to get to the beginning. So it ended up being like a 4-mile hike.
So at what point did you throw Shep at it?
Well, I thought about it. If I was like, if we run into this thing one more time, I'm just sacrificing my son, whatever it takes to come out of this alive. Later
It's
I was
like Abraham and Isaac, man. That's awesome.
Later I was thinking, and I was just like, if one of us got bit, like, or if I got bit, like, would any of them be willing to suck the poison out of my ankle or whatever? Or like, would I be willing to suck the blood out of any of their? I don't know.
Dude, if you had to think about it, that means you're a horrible person.
I don't think I would. I don't know. It's a tough call. But yeah, that was insane because I'm fine with snakes. Like I said, like I would have been fine like messing with it and like pushing it away, throwing a rock, whatever. But that was definitely a surprise to come across a rattlesnake because we're just minding our own business, having pleasant conversations, whatever, just doing our thing. And then to hear that sounds like, oh, okay, I've never heard that before. Like I'm not from California. Like
how large was it?
I didn't even see it. Like I said, the wives saw it. They turned around and they were like 25 feet in front of us and they like bolted back towards us and me and Ryan didn't even like walk up to it. We were just like, they like kind of like, okay, let's go. Like they just wanted to get out of there. They were afraid it was going to chase them. And finally we're like, it's not going to catch up to us. Like
it's
we're fine.
It's a snake. It's not very fast.
It's not, we're like, we'll be fine. But yeah, it was one of those things where like, oh, okay, let's just turn around. Like, let's just follow them. Go with them in case we run into. I was saying later, I'm like, right. How funny it would be is if we turned around and there was another one. We were pinned between two rattlesnakes. So what do we do now?
The boys got to go.
Yeah,
dude. Remember when I told you the story about you like turning it into a headband?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the way you should have. That's the way I would have told that story.
Yeah, that's because you lie.
No, I'm a horrible liar. Like my lies aren't even good anymore. They're starting to break down really bad.
Yeah.
People are like, what did you do this weekend? And I flew an airplane with my mind. Yeah. I had a hard time landing, but I'm quick. I'm a quick learner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. I flew it with my mind.
Awesome. Well, the one cool thing, we show up at the park and on the big sign is like, had all these, like the name of the park and when it was, put in the
rattlesnake park.
Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. No, but it has like all like the dates and stuff when it was started and everything. It was just started recently and actually had the signature at the bottom of our late governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, he's not late.
He's not dead, I guess.
He's not dead.
He's no longer our governor, though.
He was actually, from what I understand, always punctual. He actually was always on time.
Yeah, but I just thought that was really, really cool. I'm like, I'm going to this park that was founded by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, he came out here and probably hiked this path and put the markers up and everything.
Schwarzenegger path.
That's how it works, right?
I think that's how it works. I'm not really sure.
He hikes every new path that like gets started while he's in power.
I could totally see that. Yeah. Did you hear about the fight that Arnold Schwarzenegger had with Superman?
No.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he had a fight. Loser had to wear his underwear on the outside of his
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you say we actually do a show?
Oh yeah. Were you not rolling? Oh no, dude, I gave you some pretty good stuff. I mean, we were saying
no, we're rolling. I just mean like people came here to listen to us talk about games, and so far we just talked about bullfights and rattlesnakes.
We talk about.
We sound like real cowboys in here. If I just maybe we should just start a cowboy fan cast. Where we just talk about how cool of cowboys we are and how we love cowboy. Oh.
I couldn't see that because neither of us are super hardcore outdoorsy. I mean, even though you were just talking about
I just went on a hike.
Yeah, but you pussed out when there was a small little baby rattlesnake.
Okay. They're the most venomous, you know? That's what they say. The smaller ones are more venomous.
I don't think they say that.
They do say that.
Who's they?
Google.
Oh, shoot. If Google says.
Google says.
That must be the truth.
Cool. Well, if you would like to
hear about cowboys, rattlesnakes, and occasionally hear about bulls.
Yeah, if you want to hear more about that, you guys support us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys so that we have that cash to start up another podcast.
That sweet green for the cowboy podcast.
The Cowcast.
I like that. That's good.
No, go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. If you really love what we do, go over there. You can toss us a couple bucks, and there's different levels of perks you can get, from just getting a virtual high five, getting your name in the show notes, getting to be a part of the show, and actually pitching segments. similar to our Patreon producer, Matt Liu, he hasn't pitched anything lately. He's actually been kind of radio silent. But I know he was behind on a lot of our episodes. I kind of warned him about the storyline you had started for him. And he was just like, oh, I can't wait to hear that. I'm like, trust me, you can wait. You can wait.
When you get to this episode, M-Dog, I want you to know that I got you, blood.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, he supports us at that Patreon producer tier. And,
he did until he caught up
and heard all the stories that we heard, all the crap we were talking, and now he's gone. And shout out to our Patreon sponsor, Bill Bird. Thank you so much, Bill. Without you, we would not have a sponsor. So it's pretty great.
I love it when you do that, Bill. Thank you.
I love it when you do that thing.
That you do.
They do that thing that you do. If you haven't also, you should go to our supergamerboys.com/Discord, where you can join us, where we have fun discussions throughout the week about weird memes we find on the internet, random things we do over the weekend. We argue about what games are good or not. I
really love the Discord. I honestly
we have a lot of
it.
just random conversations. It's a lot of fun.
There really is, and it's been so much fun. When you first brought up, hey, I'm going to start a Discord, I'm like, okay, whatever that is. Yeah. And you know what? I love it. And I encourage any of you listeners out there to come join the fun, because it's been cool interacting with each of you guys.
Yeah, like throughout the week when we're, because normally it's just one way. Like we talk into your ears and that's it.
And then you don't get to say anything back.
Yeah, like we can say whatever we want, and you just have to deal with it. But with the Discord, we actually get to have a real conversation. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So join that if you want to argue with me. I probably won't argue because that's not my personality at all.
Yeah,
I'm the peacekeeper, so I like to just keep it real chill.
Yeah, he avoids all conflict.
Yeah, 100% of it. If you haven't noticed listening to our podcast, anytime JJ says something that I don't like or I don't want to fight about.
Oh, you have no
very
clue,
quickly
folks.
breeze right on by.
He breezes right past it, and then he edits out all the good stuff. You guys have no idea the gold that this man has just mined out of the things I've said and then gotten rid of and tossed like bad trash.
I mean, technically, it's somewhere in the digital files. Maybe one day we'll release everything when you're in prison for something else.
For what?
For I don't know, illegal bullfighting or something.
It could happen.
I was like, well, he's already in jail. Might as well release all this other terrible stuff he said.
The little fat guy jumped over the fence and he bit the bull right on the butt cheeks. I have no idea what happened. He's crazy, so they arrest him.
Oh no, my fun juice.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's alcohol abuse. He just spilt the beer and it almost got onto his
no.
Oh yeah, that just happened in studio. You better leave that in.
Yeah, that's staying. Okay. Well, I just got a little less fun juice. That's fine.
It stinks like hops and barley in here, buddy. I take it that's not an IPA?
No, that's all I drink, buddy.
Really? That looks like a lemon lime soda or something.
Yeah, it's just a LaCroix.
Oh, you say that's so good when you're doing a little accent.
My LaCroix. LaCroix. Yeah, I got to bring back that French accent because Sterling really likes it.
Was it Sterling? Because the way you told me was you said Trudy liked it so much, and then when he told the story about how Trudy loved the French accent, he said, yeah, she just made me talk like that all night long. And I'm like, really?
I'm pretty sure
said,
Trudy.
Yes, she did.
Pretty sure she has not heard that episode, and I'm fine with that.
I'm telling a story here. Run with it. So apparently.
We were running out of time. So how about we get into the nerdy nudes?
It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
Alrighty, everyone. First news story here. We hit on something a couple weeks ago about Ubisoft and Splinter Cell. Talking about, hey, it's going to be coming back, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same old Splinter Cell. We're going to do something cool with it. So this article came out, and it's technically completely unrelated from, the article just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Cool. Yeah, it's technically they don't actually mention anything about the It's gone. The article's gone. We're just having a rough go of it, huh? Man, first I spill like LaCroix all over and then I lose an article. No, it doesn't say anything about Splinter Cell, but what it does say is that Ubisoft is now hiring for unannounced AAA VR project based on quote unquote great IP. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but some speculation is that that great IP could be that Splinter Cell that they talked about a few weeks ago. So the video game publishing this article comes from Upload VR, if you didn't know, because I haven't said, so you wouldn't know. Video game publishing giant Ubisoft is currently hiring for an unannounced AAA VR project. The company currently has 9 high-level listings related to the project in Dusseldorf, Germany.
Dusseldorf, Germany?
You're
saying Dusseldorf? This is where my family is from, the Dusseldorf.
Yeah, right.
It is. This area of Germany is known. Deutschland is known for its dancing. Not sure if yes.
Is that right?
No, it's true. Google that crap. Google it.
Okay, I'll Google it maybe in a minute. But one of the high-level listings is for a senior game designer. The role states that successful applicants will, quote-unquote, work in cutting-edge VR technology on one of Ubisoft's great IPs developed across multiple studios. Other roles currently being sought are senior technical artist, senior level artist, senior general programmer, build and release engineer, art director, and level design director. So they're looking to build a 50-plus person team to work on the project, with many positions still to be listed.
Did they need anybody to show up late, drink all the coffee, collect a check, say a bunch of inappropriate stuff, and then get called into HR with sexual harassment claims? Because if so, I know a guy who might want to look into getting a job there.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't hear a word you just said, so hopefully you didn't say anything I need to edit out.
No,
I was just reading an update. I was just reading an update on the article that wasn't there earlier today when I found it. It says, update, a Ubisoft spokesperson issued us with the following statement. We are working on the next VR escape room for 2020, as well as a new AAA VR project, which we are currently hiring. Okay. So I was worried that kind of like blew the whole Splinter Cell theory out of the water, but it doesn't. So basically they're hiring this 50-plus person team to work on the VR escape room game, but then it says they also still have that AAA VR project. So yeah, I don't know. I'm super stoked. I'm sorry if I totally glossed past your joke. I honestly didn't hear a word you said. I blacked out there for a second while I was reading.
I actually wasn't joking. I was legitimately trying to see if I could put an application in to go to work for these people. And I was just hoping that their desire to have somebody wasn't somebody who's smart or punctual or good at anything. And I'm just saying I'm there for that.
You're right there.
So basically, this could very well be Ubisoft's attempt at having Splinter Cell be VR related. That's
a speculation because, like I said, just a couple weeks ago, we had that article saying, hey, Splinter Cell's coming back, but it's going to be different. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, we're hiring 50 people to start a VR studio that's going to work on a AAA VR project. It's like, well, you put 2 and 2 together and it kind of seems to make sense, but it's just strange that they're not coming straight out and saying, okay, yeah, it's a Splinter Cell VR game. Like they're like trying to make it look like 2 separate stories, and it's like, no, this really seems like it's the same thing you're talking about here. But
yeah, I'm sure.
We'll see.
I'm sure that I know that your dad is a huge fan of Splinter Cell, and I'm sure that if he's hearing that there's going to be VR related Splinter Cell, I can only imagine he's probably jumping all over the place and stuff like that, almost like he's getting over a case of malaria or something. You know what I mean?
Except that he doesn't have a VR headset. So in order to play the game, he has to pay like $150, $200 for a PSVR or something like that.
Get the money from Grammy.
Oh, jeez.
Gosh, it's like I gotta like lay everything out for you. Do you need me to write it down for you, or I'll talk slower
I hate
so
how
you'll
you just
understand?
Exploit me for everything I got here.
You have no idea.
My poor family, you just exploit them so horribly.
I would never do that. I love your family. Your mother, Mrs. Morling, is a wonderful lady. And she was very friendly to me. I don't understand the restraining order. Misunderstanding. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this, but again, it's like on VR, like that just seems like such a narrow market, especially for such a huge IP that so many people love, and not very many people have VR. Like, why single it out and force you to either buy VR or just not play the game? Like, those are the two options: either not play the game or spend a ton of money on VR. Especially at the end of that's my other concern is, say this game comes out. Okay, it's a launch game on PS5 maybe, and Xbox Scarlet, whatever that ends up being. I'm sure within like a couple years, there's going to be, let me see, I'm just trying to do like math and stuff in my head. There's been rumors that there might possibly be a new VR, like PSVR 2, essentially. That's not an official name or anything. That comes out like within a year or two after the launch of the PS5. So it just seems so weird. Like, okay, at the end of this console generation and possibly, you know, in theory, at the end of this VR generation, it seems crazy for them to like pop out this VR game that very few people even have their hands on. Like, people don't even have their hands on VR. Why do this? Like, I just feel like it's throwing money in a trash can.
I agree. I feel like we had this talk before. We've kind of discussed VR back and forth, and
Yeah.
I know you.
I think it was when they announced the Splinter Cell thing a couple weeks ago. We did already talk about this a little bit, but
I remember that you had a VR and that you really liked it, but at the time you wanted to get rid of it because you didn't have a whole lot of games that supported the VR. They weren't coming out with a whole lot of new stuff.
No, I got rid of it because I didn't have space and I just had a baby. I didn't have time and space are key factors in VR. There's lots of games on VR. Like, PSVR actually has tons and tons of games. It was more the time and space. It's hard to play VR when you have a newborn baby and you're supposed to be listening for the baby when he starts crying and you have headphones in. Real hard to hear the baby crying.
Yeah, I remember really enjoying Resident Evil 7, a little bit of Resident Evil 7 playing with the VR. I didn't care for it so much. It made me a little physically ill with the motion.
It's definitely
and
an acquired thing.
Yeah, I guess if I played it more than a couple times.
Like, I got sick at the beginning a lot too, but it's like once you play more, like you kind of
man up.
Like immersion therapy kind of thing. Like, you just keep doing it until eventually you just don't get sick anymore.
Yeah, my brother actually, I had mentioned to him how great it was having the VR, and he, on my recommendation, ran out and got the VR. And I hope that he doesn't listen to this and want to beat me up. But I'm older than him, so I'd beat him up anyway, I think. I think that's how it works. But he got it, and it makes him physically ill, so he can't play it. And so I keep trying to like...
Does he still have it?
Yes, he does. And I keep trying to like, all right, what's up, little brother? You know?
Yeah.
I won't beat you up if you give it to me.
I think we need to borrow that and do a Let's Play with some VR or something.
That would be pretty cool.
A video of you stumbling around the room, running into walls and stuff.
Well, let's try to borrow it before he ends up hearing this podcast.
Episode,
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This is, like I said, it's technically completely unrelated, but the similarities, like, it just seems too, like, what are the chances? You know, like, what are the chances these two things are happening at the same time?
Didn't the video that we saw of Splinter Cell, wasn't it a third person perspective?
What video? What are you talking about?
Did we not see some gameplay footage? Okay, then I'm misrepresenting which game it was. I thought we saw a little bit of Splinter
the old
Cell.
games were third person, but there hasn't been a new game.
Maybe
since,
that's where
there hasn't been a new game since like 2013 or something.
Okay,
2012.
maybe that's where I got confused.
Okay. Next article is, man, I don't know. I'm having all sorts of issues with this. My computer here.
You
next article.
Drink IPA before we do a podcast.
Yeah, I can't see straight. That's the problem. Okay, there was a Nintendo Direct last week on Tuesday, I think. So about a week ago on the 3rd. I don't remember exactly. It was about a 40-minute Nintendo Direct. There were some big, huge announcements, and I'm just going to touch on everything that's in this Kotaku article. This Kotaku article is by Chris Kohler over there. We're not necessarily going to talk about everything, just the ones that pique our interest here. First things first, Super Nintendo games are finally coming to the Nintendo Switch. And that actually happened the day after the Direct. So on the Wednesday, I believe it was, they had 30 games. They had added, I think it was 20 games, sorry. 20 games they had dropped on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System through Nintendo Switch Online. So here's a list. They had Brawl Brothers, Demon's Crest, Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Star Fox, Super Earth Defense Force, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Puyo Puyo 2, Super Tennis, Breath of Fire, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Pilot Wings, Stunt Race FX, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Soccer, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
So if you didn't get that Super Nintendo Mini Classic,
this has most of the games that were on that. Most of them are now on the Switch, which is, I was so stoked when I saw that. I'm like, because those things are still impossible to buy. Like they'll drop in Target for like a week and then not even, like they're gone in like a second. Like they'll show up and be gone, or show up on Amazon for like 2 hours and then they're sold out. And I'm like, because I would love to play those games. But yeah, most of them are now on the Nintendo Switch, and I am so happy. I played so much last week.
I remember the day that it was coming out when you called me and said, you know, what the deal was and how you were excitedly waiting for them to drop into your store.
Yeah, anytime I had, so I took my Switch to me to work, and anytime I had any, like, just a second to, between jobs, like I was waiting for a customer or I was on my lunch or whatever.
On the pot?
I was, on the toilet. I'd pull out my Switch, tether it to my work phone because it has unlimited, data I can use as a personal hotspot, and fire that store up and see if it was available. And unfortunately, it didn't end up being like showing up on the shop until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is like an hour before I get off work anyways. I'm like, dang it. And the end of my day was so busy I couldn't play. I was so excited to play it like over my lunch, and then I was like, oh, it's not there. Oh, what am I gonna do? But dude, I played the crap out of that like that night and every day since then. I love it so much. I love it. And yeah, so it doesn't, and they also are selling Super Nintendo controllers that can be purchased for $30 each, like wireless Super Nintendo controllers that sync to your.
They don't have those yet. You can't actually buy those yet. They are.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're on pre-order right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I was waiting on you. That was it.
Okay.
I was helping.
I'm
chilling.
Just chill.
I'm chilling.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know. The most exciting thing is they didn't try to jack up the price like, oh, it's available with your Switch Online subscription, but you got to pay like $2 or like they were just like, nope, you know what? We're just going to make it part of it. The only thing I'm worried about is like with the Nintendo Classic, the NES Classic, they released like a new game. They released 2 new games every month. But that's because they only started with like 2 games. They started with 2 games and every month was 2. With this, the fact that they're dropping like 20 all at once, I mean, this is an incredible list and this will keep me busy for a long time, but I'm also kind of bummed like, oh, that means we won't see new games added probably for a long time. Like I'm sure next month they're not going to drop 2 new Super Nintendo games. Like it'll probably be like 6 or 7 months down the road before they start adding new stuff, which I was bummed because the best game ever on the Super Nintendo isn't even here.
Oh, and what game is that? Garrett, do tell.
They forgot to add.
Don't you dare say Pokemon.
No, that wasn't on the Super Nintendo. That was a Game Boy game.
Don't you dare say anything Dungeons and Dragons, because I will keep my pimp hand strong.
I don't think there's a Dungeons and Dragons.
Anything nerdy you say right now will earn you a good 5 across the eye.
No. So here's the deal. The best game ever on the Super Nintendo.
Super Mario World.
That's already on there.
No, I'm just answering your question.
I'm telling you,
you
right
were
here.
Asking me what's the greatest.
The greatest Super Nintendo game was Donkey Kong Country. And it's not on there. It's on the Nintendo Switch Classic. You have it on the Classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
It's the best Super Nintendo game ever.
It's fine.
Do 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 do. Had the best music.
No, I really didn't.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a really fun game. Yeah.
That's the best game of Super Nintendo. Don't at me. Okay, let's move on with some news. Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury is coming to Smash Ultimate, and even more DLC characters on the way. So they announced this he is a character from Fatal Fury, the fighting game, the SNK fighter. He's coming in November 2019, so in just a couple months. And also the day of the Direct, they announced Banjo-Kazooie is available today. So as of last week, you can play as Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo and Kazooie in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And they also announced that the original character pack, originally it was going to be, 5 new characters, 4 or 5 new characters, and like that was it. Well, they just announced today, actually, once we finish up this character, this character pack of these 4 or 5 characters, we're going to do a second character pack and add another 4 or 5 characters. So I'm stoked about that. Just keep giving me more characters to fight as. It's so good.
I love it when you say, I'm stoked about that, and, you literally look stoked.
Yeah, man. The more...
I'm stoked about that.
The more video game characters I get to, beat up other video game characters with, there's nothing better in the world. A Wii U gem is coming to Switch. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, hashtag FE Encore, is coming January 17th to the Switch. So it was originally a Wii U game. Never heard of it, never played it. It's coming, though. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, is coming in 2020, and the original game will launch as Deadly Premonition Origins. Last week it came out. Okay, so from here on out, when I say today, I mean last, Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the Direct was. So technically, I'm just that way I don't have to keep putting that caveat in there. Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection will be available December 6th. It'll contain ports of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is coming 2020. Overwatch is coming to the Switch. A lot of people are actually kind of excited for that. I feel like it's not the best place to play Overwatch. I feel like it would play way better on PC and a console, but hey, if you don't have a PC or console and you want to play Overwatch, it's now going to be there. And it's adding gyro controls, motion controls, so you can actually move the Switch around to aim, tilt the Switch. It comes October 15th. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is available on Switch today. Game Freak's town is now called Little Town Hero, coming October 16th. That's my birthday. Don't forget it. I expect gifts. Bethesda is re-releasing Doom 64.
You are so bad. You're requesting gifts from people.
Yeah, it's how it works, right? You start a podcast.
I believe it's pronounced GIFs. I think you're totally off base. It's GIFs.
GIFs. Bethesda, re-releasing Doom 64 on November 22nd. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is coming for Switch September 24th. So that was a game I had on the PC back when I was forever. I came out the early 2000s, 2001, 2002 or something, I think. And I love that game so much on the PC. And now it's coming to Switch September 24th. So I'm really stoked for that. It's a really cheesy Star Wars game. Because back in the day, they were super cheesy and weird, but they were so much fun. Super Kirby Clash is free to play. Kirby game for 4 players. Hundreds of quests available today. Luigi's Mansion 3 Scream Park mode will pit 2 to 8 players against each other in an arena-style ghost battle. Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll have some customization stuff for your character and Pokemon and stuff. I don't really know. I haven't read up on the Pokemon Sword and Shield update stuff, but at this point, I don't really care. I just want to play the game. I don't care what they add to it. Just let me play it. Animal Crossing New Horizons got an update for the crafting mode stuff. You can collecting raw materials, blah, blah, blah. Trials of Mana, the remake, will be available April 24th. Return of the Obra Dinn, coming this fall. Rogue Company, coming in 2020. Tetris 99 is getting a new mode called Invictus. And the last thing was Daemon Ex Machina demo will launch today. You'll play the beginning of the game, and your progress will carry over if you purchase the full game, September 13th. So there you go. There was tons of stuff they talked about, but obviously the highlights is Super Nintendo, the Smash Ultimate DLC, and definitely Star Wars Jedi Outcast. Not really, but yeah. So that was kind of cool.
I love you try to play off the, the Pokemon thing. I'm not, I mean, it's okay. I'm not really, I just want to play, Dude, you were the biggest Pokemon fan I've ever seen in my entire life. And I love how you're trying to, downplay that stuff. Your nerddom is legendary. You're the only guy I know who purports to be a grown man. And you got a bunch of decals of Pokemon stuff stuck on your Bible. I mean, who carries around a Bible with a bunch of decals of Pokemon? Who does that?
If you really want me to tell you what was coming to Pokemon Sword and Shield, let me read it for you.
I really don't. I really don't care.
Pokemon Camp, where you can play with your Pokemon, a much more robust character customization system, and a curry rice mode where you can customize curry dishes and eat them with your Pokemon and save them in your curry decks.
Folks, here's the deal. Just so you know, peek behind the curtain, not reading it off the screen, not reading it off of paper. He's going off of memory right now. He is literally speaking verbatim what is talked about for this silly little game.
But I feel like you didn't actually...
of memory.
You were too busy trying to make a joke about me, knowing about this, that you missed the actual ridiculous thing I said.
No, I heard curry. I heard a bunch of curry
and I just
stuff.
want you to know I didn't actually make that up, though. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Is that you can now sit down...
Oh, Japan.
Sit down with your Pokemon friend and have just nice little dish of curry together and just, have a nice chat, hang out, relax, sit back, add it to your curry decks, which apparently is a thing now.
Your curry decks.
Yeah, it's apparently where you store all your curry.
Okay.
All your curry so recipes.
I know. You don't really cook.
This is the first time I just want you to know.
Yeah.
I think this is ridiculous because this has never been in a Pokemon game before. This doesn't make any sense to me. I read that and I'm like, I don't know what that means because it's never been in a Pokemon game before. So
I know
this is a new level of nerdom, and who knows? Maybe I'll like it. I'll report back after I play it.
Well, good. So I know that you don't actually cook. I cook a lot, and I
I cook. Kraft mac and cheese.
I was gonna say anything that comes out of a box into a sauce pot.
4th of July. You know what I made for my family? Against my wife's will because she's not a big fan. But
big chicken.
I made some real fresh, and gluten-free shrimp linguine.
Oh, wow.
It was real fancy. She didn't like it because she doesn't like seafood. But I was like, it's 4th of July, and in my family, growing up, we always had clams or lobster, or some sort of seafood. And so, yeah, I made it, and she was just like, this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, I made some dope shrimp linguine.
Well, confidence is key. No, I cook a lot with curry. I love curry in a lot of my food. I don't know if I'd ever play it in a video game. I want to sit down with the Pokemon friends, but I cook with curry a lot. And recently I went into a house that smelled like curry very, very strongly. They were some Irish people. And so I went into their house and it smelled like curry. And I don't know why, but I said, man, it smells so good. I love curry. I don't know why I had to share that with them. I felt so bad. I love curry. And I told these Irish people that I love curry.
You can't
and
say
what?
You can't say that.
Irish people, I'm part Irish, dude. Irish people love curry. And everything. What?
Okay. Time out here.
Garrett, what are you saying?
No, I'm not. Where's his timeout right now? We're not recording the podcast. You're not actually talking about.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
No, yeah. What?
Okay, time in. Now this is back to the podcast.
You better keep that in.
No, I'm not.
Oh, man. It's good. It's good like curry good.
Okay. This next news story. Nintendo teases a strange new motion control experience for Switch. So, I know we were all thinking, hey, it's a new generation. We we had the Wii U. That was real rough. Yeah, well, I mean, we had the Wii. You know, that was rough, but it was fun. It was fun but rough. The Wii U, we might as well just, you know, stuck our fingers in a cigarette lighter.
So violent, don't you think?
But then we got to the Switch, and people were like, oh, this is the Nintendo we've been waiting for our entire lives. Like, they finally figured it out. No weird gimmicky motion controls, no weird gimmicky game pads, no weird gimmicky nothing. It's just straight up good, clean game and fun. You know what I mean? And then last week, it was after the Nintendo Direct, which was weird. They had the Direct, and then like a day or two later, like, oh, hey, by the way, we're also got this thing. Just listen. Watch this video, please. And people are like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll watch your video on Nintendo. You don't have to be weird about it. I'll watch it. So we watched it. And what it is a video that lasted too long, about 1 minute and 23 seconds too long, about this new controller peripheral. It's in the shape of a ring. It is a ring about, 15 inches in diameter with a little slot. You slide your little Joy-Con on there. You hold that, you grasp that between your two hands like this, like so. You can't see me in the podcast, but JJ can see me.
If you don't have two hands, you're screwed.
Yeah. So you hold it in your two hands, and then, before you hold that, there's also, you take your second Joy-Con, put it in a little holster, and then you strap that sucker to your thigh like you're Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. Okay? So picture this. You got one Joy-Con taped to the inside of your thigh, okay?
Mm-hmm. Velcro to the inside of your thigh. Yep.
Duct taped, whatever.
Duct taped. Yep, hardcore.
And then you're holding this weird ring that has another Joy-Con slapped on it. And then it's 1 minute and 23 seconds of people
jumping around like stupid losers.
Jumping and like squeezing. It's like, so the ring is like flexible. They're like flexing and squeezing and pulling and tearing. Like, they do this bow and arrow motion at one point. Like, they're gonna like shoot an arrow. They're like flipping it over their head. There's people like laying on their backs with their both feet in the air and then their hands in the air, also doing weird like workout routines. It looks like something straight out of like, I don't know, what do you call it, CrossFit gym or something, or Orange Theory, or I don't know, whatever, you weird gym cults out there.
It literally makes no sense whatsoever.
And they don't show any gameplay. Like, they never show the TV. They only show, that's what's even weirder, is it feels like a Wii commercial. Like, all the Wii commercials always just focus on the people and never show the TV. And that's what this is. It just shows people and never shows what the heck is playing on the TV. And these people doing these weird motions and saying these weird things like, oh, yeah, did it. Oh, almost did a backflip. And it's like, what? You were like rotating your hands like you were driving a car, and now you're doing a backflip? Like, what? Like, what the heck? Or you're standing on your back and like kicking your legs in the air? Like, I don't know what's happening.
The only thing I could glean from it, from watching the 1 minute and 23 second commercial, is the fact that it looks like it's some type of a new updated version of the Wii remote. And it looks like it's family-oriented
but it's not.
stuff.
That's
so it looks
thing.
like it's family-oriented stuff because there's a lot of family members behind, and like everybody's enjoying it together.
That's the other thing. All the scenes they showed are like big families and friends all in the room together, like cheering and having fun. And
thinking this is like a reason to get together and spend time together. Maybe it's Hideo Kojima's way for us to all connect.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's Death Stranding coming to Switch. I don't know about this. People are worried it's going to be a weird like Wii Fit type thing where they're going to do like, it's going to be like weird exercises, and which is even weirder. Like, I don't want to play a bunch of exercising games in front of my friends. Like, that's weird. Like, that's the last thing I want to do is like get all sweaty and gross in front of my friends.
There is something to be said, okay, and maybe this is just me being an older dude. There was something that we used to do years ago. You talked about it recently, and I kind of laughed because I don't believe it. We used to like play board games with friends. Yeah. That's something that, family used to always do, that kind of stuff. People don't really do that much anymore. So I think that the video game console, doing that together as a family is kind of a cool idea. Yeah. I don't know anything about this. This looked kind of silly. I don't.
Yeah, but you can. That's the thing is, you can do that. You can have the board game, get the family and friends together type thing with video games currently. You don't need a weird ring hula hoop thing to play video, like to do it with. Like it just seems so like you're already doing good with the whole like, hey, get the whole family together and play some fun party games. Like that's what you just go buy Mario Party or whatever. Like there's tons of games out there.
Jackbox Party. Yeah.
Those games are so much fun. It's like you don't need some goofy old like hula hoop to throw around and like strap a Joy-Con holster to your thigh. Like I think that's the strangest thing. The ring is weird enough, and then it shows them like tightening up this weird Joy-Con holster, like they're like tightening up a tourniquet, like they're probably cutting off circulation to their freaking ankle, their leg or something. But I don't know. So we'll see what it is. I think it said there's going to be more information. It says tune in for more information on September 12th. So as of when this releases on Wednesday, it'll be Thursday. On Thursday, we will know more about this.
Will we know more about that? I mean, we'll know, but we won't be able to share with them.
We won't tell you until next week, and then we'll just make more fun of it.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Just wait for us to tell you about it.
Okay, the last news story here is pretty cool. We actually talked about it a week or two ago, how they had teased a new Resident Evil game. And they finally released some information on it. They threw out a trailer that looks insane.
The quality looks amazing.
So I'm sure the gameplay won't necessarily look this good, but I'm sure it'll look pretty close. Like the RE engine looks pretty dang good after playing Resident Evil 2. But yeah, it starts out with 4. It looks like they're like in high school or maybe even like college age, like kids basically walking through this weird lab. Looks like maybe some sort of Umbrella Corporation lab. And then it cuts to this guy in this room, kind of similar to like, what's that movie? Is it like Cabin in the Woods or something, where the guy, like that's like the scientist like controlling stuff.
There's a control room opening doors and all that.
So that's what it almost seems like. There's like a man in like this control room. And he starts flipping switches and pushing like knobs up and all this stuff. And then as he's doing this, zombies are coming out of different rooms and doors and like are coming to life from off the floor. And they're fighting them. A licker comes through the window. So they start shooting at it. It's like attacking them. And then they kill it. And they kill everything off. And they're standing there in the silence. And then the man in the room pops open this briefcase next to all the computers and TV screens where he's monitoring everything. The briefcase opens up. He sticks his hands in, pulls his hands out. And he has these weird gloves that have red lights on them. And when he turns the gloves on, the red lights, illuminate. All of a sudden it cuts to someone, like another character, and you see these gloves tighten up, like he clenches his fist. And you realize, okay, like obviously the guy in the high tower, we'll call him, is controlling someone else. And then it cuts to the face, and it's Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, the most terrifying man in gaming this year.
And his eyes like glow red.
His eyes turn red, which makes kind of like clues in even more. Okay, obviously he's under some sort of like remote control or something, because that his eyes didn't glow red in Resident Evil 2. So it's something like, okay, he's obviously being controlled. But man, and then he stands in front of this doorway that these kids are just getting ready to go through. It's like, oh shoot, like I gotta fight this dude. And that's all we get. We don't know what type of game it is, but the speculation, obviously, from the short little trailer, it looks like a multiplayer game. There's still 2 different options. It could either be multiplayer in the sense of Left 4 Dead back in the day, where it's just 4 players where you run through the story, running through doors, doing stuff, and killing zombies, going level by level. Or I heard a rumor, or speculation, I should say, not rumor, speculation that maybe it's going to be what is it called? It's called isometric. I think it's called isometric. The type of game that like Friday the 13th and like the new Predator game is going to be, where it's like 4v1, where 4 people will play as, the survivors, and then one person will be that man in the high tower, the man in the high castle or whatever, kind of controlling everything and like throwing obstacles at these people and trying to beat them. And obviously he's overpowered, but if those 4 people can strategize, they can actually survive and get through the game. And I don't know, both of those concepts sound great to me. I love Left 4 Dead back in the day, and the thought, or even the other option of it being like the isometric kind of 1v4, like that sounds like a lot of fun too. But I don't know. We'll see.
It looks incredible, and there's so many different options. But I like seeing that there's something new coming out of the Resident Evil camp.
Yes.
So despite whatever type of gameplay it is, I'm excited to give it a try because it looks really great. So you guys go check that out. You can probably find that on YouTube.
Find that. You have to watch that trailer. Like, it's so good. And they also said at the very end of the trailer, it says that there's going to be more information at Tokyo Game Show, which is happening, I think, the end of this week. Kind of like this weekend and everything. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Some good stuff. Good stuff to look forward to. What do you say we get into some new releases here? Got a pop-up ad here. That's cool. That's cool. Games that came out this last week. So we have really nothing. Let's see. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, PS4, Xbox One. It's an expansion for Monster Hunter World that came out September 6th. NBA 2K20 came out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch September 8th. eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 came out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the 10th. Gears 5 comes out. Well, Gears 5 came out for people with Game Pass Ultimate. That came out for Thursday of last week, which I have Game Pass Ultimate, so I was able to play it early. I've been playing it with Isaac, actually. We've been going through the campaign. I'm going to talk about that and what you're playing. But it comes out for everyone else on Game Pass on the 10th. So that's Xbox One and PC. And that is it for the last week. Oh boy, I can see ahead. September 13th, Borderlands 3. Yeah, I'm so excited. I pre-ordered that sucker. Can't wait to play it. It comes out I pre-ordered it for PC because I have more friends who are going to be playing on PC. And it actually comes out on like Thursday afternoon. So it comes out like a whole day early on PC than it does for everyone else, I think. Let me see. Let me look at the calendar, which I'm stoked about. Yeah, so it comes out instead of 13th, which is the Friday, it comes out Thursday at like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, yes. So I'm definitely jumping in there. So if anyone wants to play, hit me up. Go to our Discord, supergamerboys.com/Discord to find me. And we can play some Borderlands 3 together. What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Podcoin. Do you like to listen to Super Gamer Boys? Well, the Podcoin app pays you to listen to this podcast and every other podcast out there. It's the podcast player that pays. Just get the Podcoin app on your iPhone or Android device. It's free, it's super easy to use, and you can use the Podcoin app to earn Podcoin to claim gift cards or donate to charity. It's amazing how it works, and it turns your podcast listening into charity. Or if you just want to get some Amazon or Starbucks gift cards, it's pretty great. I use it every day now, listening to all of my favorite podcasts, even my own, to rack up those pod coins. I'm getting pretty close to getting my own rewards now. I love it, and it's super easy to use. You can get it from the App Store or the Android Store today. Seriously, just go get the Podcoin app, and if you use our invite code, GamerBoys, you'll get 300 Podcoin just for signing up if you use my code. That's 300 Podcoin just for signing up if you use our code, GamerBoys. That's GAMERBOYS. Go give the Podcoin app a try. Remember, it's a podcast player that pays. Alrighty. What you been playing?
Okay, so I would love to be able to regale you with all the crazy gameplay that I did, but I didn't. I played a total of 15 minutes of part 3 of Uncharted. My daughter has been playing a little bit of Uncharted. She's been playing through the series, and I said, hey, have you seen any of 3 yet? And she said, no, I haven't. I said, you know what, let's go ahead and I'll put that on and start playing through 3 a little bit. I played about 15 minutes of it, and then she said, all right, move over, and took it from me. She basically punked me out. And then I played a little tiny bit of a mobile game, and I have a whole lot of fun with it. Whenever there's a little bit of a downtime or just any kind of free time whatsoever, I'm really digging on playing Dr. Mario World.
On the phone?
On the phone.
Yeah,
It's a mobile
yeah.
phone game, and it's so much fun. Only problem is they're constantly trying to get you to upgrade and buy. It's like little microtransactions.
That's only if you're bad at the game. If you're good at
Oh,
the
no,
game,
I'm bad.
If you're good at the game, then you get free hearts, and you should technically never have to buy hearts. But yeah, if you suck, then they're gonna suck every penny out of your pocket.
Apparently, I suck. But I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
It's actually a really fun little
really
mobile
fun.
game. Yeah.
It's a fun game. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing I like about it is it's mindless. And you know how much I love mindless stuff.
Oh yeah, a little too much maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, well, I've been playing lots of games.
I see what looks like a book because there's so many titles on here right now.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go step by step through here. Might be long, but we didn't no one submitted a question to the show this week, so that's fine. I've been playing Gears 5, like I said, playing that with Isaac over there. We both have the Game Pass Ultimate. We both have it on PC. So yeah, we teamed up. We've been doing the campaign mode co-op. It's been a blast doing that. We are now I think we're at the tail end of Act 2, so we're about halfway through the game. And we only been able to play a couple nights. But dude, it's a lot of fun. I haven't played a Gears game since like Gears of War 2 on the 360. So I never played 3 or 4. And in order to play this game, I actually watched there was like a 20-minute YouTube video. I kind of recapped the whole story. So I watched that and then jumped into this. I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. The gunplay is so good. One of the key things that like made Gears of War stand out from other games was the mechanic where like the cover mechanic where you can go and like you hit a button, boom, you snap right to the cover and you're hiding, and you peek over to shoot and go back down and hide and all this stuff, and peek around cover and go from door to door. And that's what made Gears of War. That's what like made it really stand out.
There's a bit of that same mechanic in some of the Uncharted games with how the duck and cover and the hiding and stuff like that.
But Gears of War is like, I think Gears of War came out before the Uncharted games. I'd have to fact check that.
No, you're right.
But then they all they perfected it. Like they kind of created it and they perfected it, like all in one swing. Like Gears of War 1 is just like, feels so perfect. Like, it feels so good. And it's just gotten better and better since then. The guns are so much fun to shoot. There's so many fun guns. And I have a fancy gaming laptop, so I've been playing with ultra textures downloaded on there, and it's like one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. Like honestly, like it is so incredible. Like it looks beautiful. Like the lighting, like when you go down like a dark hallway and just some of the lighting effects and stuff, it just looks like the most realistic thing I've ever seen. Like it's bizarre. Like it's a beautiful game. It's up there with like the God of War, or even like Spider-Man, stuff like that.
Wow.
Like or even better in some ways. Like I'm pretty impressed with it.
But is that also because you're playing it on PC?
Yeah, but I mean, you would get similar results, I'm sure, if you had like an Xbox One X or something like that. But yeah, I'm loving that game. Definitely check that out, especially on the 10th. Well, as you guys listen to this, it'll be available now, to everyone else. So go check out Gears 5. The second game I played. So the next two games, actually, I'm going to talk about, we got review codes for, or preview codes for, I guess I should say, from Popagenda. They are a PR company based out of, I know some of them are in San Francisco. I think some of them are up in Canada. But yeah, they are pretty cool. They focus on just indie games. I heard about them actually through Kind of Funny. It's Greg Miller's wife is one of the founders of the company. So I've actually been emailing with Jen, which is kind of weird. Like to have that connection. But yeah, I've been emailing with her.
You're like, I got a podcast.
Yeah, I got a
video game.
Hey, can you talk to your husband? And,
tell him I'm kind of funny.
I'm
a kind of funny best friend.
I'm real cool and kind of funny. See what I did there? See what I did there?
Oh,
No.
God, I love you so much. That'd be so awesome.
I did not do that. But what I did do was play the games they sent me, and they've been awesome. So they sent me 3 codes. They sent me a code for Falcon Age, which was originally a PS4 game that came out on April 9th. It's a PS4 and PSVR game, April 9th. But they just released it on September 6th for PC. So just this past week, it came out on PC. So I got a code for that, PC code. I got a code for Creature in the Well, which just came out, I think, I have it here, September 6th as well. That came out September 6th on Xbox One, Windows 10, Switch, and Steam. I got a Switch code, so I've been playing on my Switch. And then the other code they sent me, I haven't been able to play that game yet, actually, but it's called Agent A. It was originally an iPhone game and on Android, but it is now coming to console, so it's on PS4 and a bunch of other stuff. But I'll talk about that later once I actually have some time to play it. So Creature in the Well is a really fun game. I really recommend it. It's on most stores. I think it's just like $14-15. Like, it's real cheap, real simple, over the top puzzle game. So here's a description even from the developer. It says, Creature in the Well is a top-down, pinball-inspired hack-and-slash dungeon crawler. As the last remaining Bot C unit, venture deep into a desert mountain to restore power to an ancient facility haunted by a desperate creature. Uncover and upgrade powerful gear in order to free the city of Mirage from a deadly sandstorm. So yeah, basically you just go room to room, and you have a sword in one hand, which has it's basically like a magnet. It pulls the energy. There's like these balls of energy in every room. You can pull it to yourself, and then the other weapon you have is like at least at the beginning of the game. I think as you go, like you get some upgrades and stuff. At the beginning though, it's just like a metal pipe, and you use that metal pipe to hit the balls then into these barriers and walls and stuff in order to rack up points similar to pinball, and those points actually turn into energy, which you use to open doors to get through the dungeon. So you, like, doors are locked. Like, you'll walk up to a door and be like, oh, this door cost 500 energy points in order to unlock the door. So then you have to do the puzzle, the pinball puzzle, in order to get enough points and everything. So it's a really unique and really cool concept. Like, I don't know, I've never played a pinball hack and slash dungeon crawler before. Like, I've never even heard of anything like it.
I do remember now that there was a lunchtime this past week where
Yes.
I did get to play that for like 5 minutes or something like that. And as I recall, I wasn't very good.
You didn't even get out of the first room. It was literally the tutorial room, like teaching you how to play, and you were stuck in the first room.
Maybe we could pretend like I was a little better.
Okay, you got to the second room. You got to the second room in 5 minutes. Like, yeah.
Will you edit the part out where I didn't get?
Yeah, no one will know. Oh, that's fine.
Okay, let's try another take of that then.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like I beat that whole thing in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, you're welcome.
JJ is a video game prodigy over there.
They call me the video game prodigy. That's what they call me.
Yep. But yeah, I definitely recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. I'm not very far into it because, as you can tell from my what you playing list, I played a lot of games, so I didn't really have time to put too much time into it. But what I did put, I'm loving it, and I'll definitely be back. It'll be one of those fun Switch games because you can just jump into it at any time and just go, just do it, just play. It's not going to be like, oh, I forget how to play this. Like, it's really intuitive and really easy puzzle game. The second game, like I said, was Falcon Age. Falcon Age is a really cool first-person single player. This is another description from another site because I'm just real bad with my words sometimes. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a writer. First-person single-player action adventure. You play as Era. You learn to hunt, gather, and fight to reclaim her cultural legacy in the lost art of falcon hunting against a force of automated colonizers. Players will explore a strange land while bonding with their falcon and helping the resistance. So essentially, the story starts out, these robots are colonizing your planet. They are taking it over and have captured and imprisoned all the humans. They're all the humans are in prison, and it's basically being run now by these robots, and they're using you to mine ore and rock and stuff like that they use for energy and power.
Wait a second, I just got confused. Are you telling me that that's what's going to happen to us?
Yeah.
That we're going to be taken over?
Oh, yeah, totally. Guaranteed. Terminator style.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Garrett.
Matrix,
We're
there's been so many movies about it. Like,
we're going to need to get some water and some MREs and stuff.
Okay.
Pretty sure I can hold out if we were to do that here in the studio, with your Switch.
Okay.
And your Nintendo your subscription, so we could play some other games on there and stuff.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so you start out in a prison cell. There's a little bird's nest on the edge of your window of your prison cell, and you get to know this bird, and then eventually the bird kind of starts to be your friend, and then you start using this bird to wreak havoc around the prison. It's how you eventually break out of the prison, which is really
Sounds
cool.
like a lot of fun.
So basically, you're you get a hold of weapons later on, like baton and stuff that you can hit people with and swords, but you also can.
Is the bird keystring them and bringing you the weapons and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell a bird to go grab stuff and fetch stuff, but that's the other thing. So while you're you can be hitting people and attacking people up close. If there's people off in the distance, you can point to things and send your falcon out, and they'll go and kill them and take people out and stuff. It's really cool.
Will the falcon also bake you a cake and hide a file inside of it so you could file the bars?
No, the falcon just kills people. That's all.
I think it'd be cooler if it brought in a file inside of a cake, because then you get to eat cake and you'd have a file. You could file the bars.
I think you're not getting the point of the story, but that's cool. That's a cool story there, JJ. That's a cool story.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm really proud of you. I just want you to know I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Garrett.
You're doing really good over there.
I really appreciate that.
You do good work.
I needed.
You don't stop being you.
I needed some encouragement today. I was kind of feeling down. Thanks.
Yeah, so I didn't get very far through this one either, again, because I had so much to play, but I played a couple hours of it, actually. I was just having a blast, because, being able to, you just have so much control over this falcon, go over there, kill that person, go retrieve that item for me. You can actually collect items, and you can make treats and food for your falcon. You have to keep him fed. He has a little meter, and if he gets hungry, you have to go collect food and feed him, so... You can go hunting, you can go hunting for rabbits, and you send him out to kill a rabbit or kill whatever, and then you put these ingredients into food processor, put them together, and then you have a little snack. And different snacks will give him different perks, whether it's bonus attack or health or different things like that, shields. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it was originally a PSVR game, and it's also on the PC version has VR capability if you have Oculus. I'm really interested in borrowing. My friend has an Oculus. I'm like, dude, I might need to borrow that, because I think playing this, being able to actually point and catch, hold the falcon in front of you, that'd be really cool. It'd be this is a really cool game. I feel to do that.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Pet your falcon and stuff, touch it, and
that's not the hand gesture for pet your falcon here. Dude, don't do that. Don't do that gesture again. I'm just saying it can be construed as being something else the way that you did that.
Okay.
Just saying.
I also play tons of Super Nintendo Switch Online. I already told you about that. I've been working my way through Super Mario World and Super Metroid. So I'm well on my way to beating those games.
Are you not seeing that there's a balance of power here where I played nothing and you played countless hours of
But that's
games?
Of your own choice. You could play
I had
things.
No choice. I work and I have kids.
So do I.
And I have a wife.
Yeah, so do I.
Who punks me out and plays Fortnite all the dang time.
That's your own problem.
Yeah.
You need to.
I need to get another PlayStation.
Get your own Switch.
Well, I'm looking forward to the light. Let me tell you.
September 20th. You need to pre-order it, so then day of you can get it.
No, I don't have any money.
Ah, jeez, JJ.
Yeah. I'm going to have to hold off.
I just don't understand. Don't get it.
Christmas.
Yeah, so I'm loving Super Nintendo Online. The Switch Online has been so much fun. Let's see. Ghost Recon Breakpoint Beta. I only played an hour of this. I basically, I don't know if I can talk about that. I mean, I can talk about this. I don't know if what I was about to say. I haven't said anything bad yet.
Can I guess? Can I make a bunch of random guesses about what you actually were not supposed to talk about?
Sure. I can't confirm or deny anything. I'm just going to move the microphone away and you can say what you want. Because you don't know, technically. I never told you anything about it, so.
You tell me everything. We're BFFs, Garrett. Don't do that. Don't play it off like you don't tell me everything always. Why are you taking a long drink right now instead of answering my inquiry? You tell me everything, right?
I played some Ghost Recon Breakpoint beta, and I played about an hour of it. I got to customize my character. I jumped in a helicopter. I got shot down to the helicopter. I fought for my life, and then I basically made it to there's like a giant like kind of underground village behind a big waterfall, like it's hidden. And that's where I stopped playing. Basically, I stopped playing right when the game finally like opened up and was going to let me do stuff. But it was like,
does it allow you to keep going, or is
it lets you keep going.
Okay.
But it was like 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open. Like I literally like holding my eyes open, trying to play like with toothpicks in there. And I was like, I can't do it anymore. It's too much. So, but what I played of it looks incredible. The mechanics with like the injuries and stuff, like when you get hurt, like you have to bandage up your arms and legs and stuff, like otherwise you'll like bleed out or like you'll limp around, and so you have to like bandage yourself up. The weapons and stuff are cool.
Is the beta free to play right now on PS4?
Just over the weekend.
Oh, thanks for calling me. Thanks for calling me, Garrett. Saying, hey, Jay.
It popped up on my PlayStation. You should have known. You should have.
I don't look. They're always on the darn Fortnite. But you could have called me, and then I'd have been like, oh, my gosh, guys, I got to do this for the podcast. I get Garrett called. I got to do it right now. Stop playing Fortnite, please.
I just feel like you're in the know. You should be in the know, right? That's our job.
No, I'm never in the know.
Our job is to be in the know here, JJ. Don't you pay attention?
I'm trying. You know what? People tell me later. Sometimes I learn when I listen to our podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was just over the weekend, as far as I know. And yeah, it was a lot of fun what I played. I wish I would have had more time to play beyond that, because I think you could have done more story missions. You could have done more multiplayer stuff. And like I said, I was just so exhausted. I'm like, I played what I played. I enjoyed it. It does feel like a lot of the gameplay stuff is like, this just feels like Wildlands. Like this feels like their older game. But it does have a cool... I'm more excited about the story, I think. Like the whole story they laid out. Sounds amazing.
With the hidden village, that kind of aspect of it?
Well, even just like the whole, like from the trailers and stuff, like how they talk about like the John Bernthal character. He used to be a ghost, and then he left, and now he's become, like he started his own private military, basically, in order to fight back against the ghost and stuff. And because that's like he's the bad guy. He was like an ex-ghost who now basically knows all their tricks and stuff. He knows all the ins and outs of how ghosts work. So it's like kind of what do you say? I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird game where he's always one step ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm excited. It'll be a cool one. That comes out October, I think, October 4th or something. At the beginning of the month.
Man, it would sure be cool if I, had firsthand knowledge, having played that game.
If you actually pulled your weight on this podcast and did a little, like, 2 seconds of research, maybe.
Okay, I want you to know, like, as far as, like, weight, which you're not supposed to talk about weight. We already described that. We discussed that. You can't do that. That's harmful and hurtful to certain people who are weightly challenged. Okay? And I pull my weight when it comes to genuine conversation. What? And bringing up feelings and trying to be the voice of the people.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are you shaking your head? You make no sense to me.
You make no sense to me.
I know.
Just leave it right
I know.
there.
And it's one of the great joys of my life.
Okay, I just had one more game I played.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Sorry, it's just the way it is. Let's see. I don't remember what it's called, so I gotta pull out. I'm pulling up the game right here in front of me. I'm pulling up the game.
Only the Super Gamer Boys talk about a game they played that they don't remember what the name of it was.
Okay, well, I remember the name of the game. It was League of Legends. But I don't remember the mode I played. And apparently I don't remember my password. There's a new mode in League of Legends where are you kidding me? What the heck is my password?
This is legendary.
There's this new mode that they added, and it's basically what people call auto chess. So I had never played an auto chess game before. I didn't know what it was. Didn't make sense to me, but I'm like, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Don't know what that is, but I'll give it a shot. My buddy Keith, he jumped on because he loves League of Legends, like the regular game. And so I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? We jumped in there, and dude, the first time I played it, I got my butt kicked. But the second time around, I was like in first place most of the time. Like I was kicking everyone's butt. So basically what you do is as you go, you have these little gold coins. You have to buy these little characters that are part of the regular game, the regular League of Legends, like 5-on-5, game. They kind of just pulled all those characters over this auto chess game where you buy these and they look like just little like figurines or whatever, and you put them on the board wherever you want to put them. And then then the round starts after like you only have so much time to do it. And once the round starts, they just start fighting each other. So it almost is like, you've watched the original Star Wars games or Star Wars movies.
I watched a little
you remember like in the Millennium Falcon or like Han Solo or when Chewbacca is playing that weird chess game against C-3PO.
No.
And C-3PO beats him and Han Solo like, careful, he'll rip your arms off. Like that's not a direct quote, but that's basically like the gist of it is like, you don't want to make a Wookiee mad. Like he'll rip your arms off. That's basically like what this game is where you just sort of like these random characters on a map and they just fight each other. And it's so much fun. And you can upgrade them and all this stuff. It's like, as you can tell, I don't really understand it, but playing it, I did really good. I'm like, I suck at the normal League of Legends, like 5v5 game, but this auto chess, I'm really good at it.
For some reason, in this mode, you're pretty good.
Because it's all strategy, where League of Legends is like, you have to be fast on the keyboard. Like this is all muscle memory. Like you got to be good with strategy, but you also have to be good with like muscle memory. And I would not that on the PC.
I'd probably be pretty good.
Yeah, probably. You'd probably kick my butt. But in the auto chess, it's like, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be able to think and strategize. I'm like, I can do that.
I probably wouldn't be very good.
I can use my brain. So yeah, I really enjoyed. You know what? I brought up the name of it to say what the name of it was, and I closed the game back out. League of Legends. I'm such a dummy. Auto chess. What is it called? It is called Teamfight Tactics. That's what it's called. So go download Teamfight Tactics, and if you want to play against me, let me know. I'll kick your butt.
Or not.
I'll kick your
they'll
butt.
probably play with you and
I'll
then
kick
like
your butt.
Yeah,
Take you down.
I don't.
I'll
Just said
take
you weren't very good.
I'll cut your throat.
Oh whoa, Garrett, that like that degraded like really fast. Like wow, that went downhill.
Oh, what the?
That went very
heck?
downhill quick.
What the heck?
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on? Someone's hacking the podcast.
Yeah, no, my wife was trying to go.
Oh shoot! Should we wrap this up?
I think she's trying to say something.
Okay, I think it's about time we wrap this up anyway. So thank you so much for listening to our podcast this week. If you haven't already, please go check us out at patreon.com/supergamerboys. That helps us keep the mics on, the lights on. It keeps JJ happy, and it helps me I get closer and closer every day to finding the meaning of life by just your
just through Patreon support.
Patreon support.
Yeah, and when you leave us reviews on iTunes.
Yes, we actually got a new review this last week. I saw that. I was like, oh, it was someone I didn't know. That's cool. Because all the other reviews, I'm like, know him. No, that's not true.
Amazing.
There's been a few other reviews. I don't know who they are, but it's always cool to get a review like, oh, cool. Like I didn't have to like I didn't tell my buddy to go review it. It's like actually someone new.
Thank you for that,
so,
whoever you are, new person.
So if you're a new person and you love our podcast, go over to iTunes, leave us a review. That would be very, very much appreciated. Find us during the week over at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys, supergamerboys.com/discord. If you want to,
on the Discord,
if you
have
actually
some
want to,
sweet combos.
Yeah,
conversations.
If you actually want to chit chat with JJ and I personally in the flesh, in the digital flesh,
it is digital flesh.
Go over there.
It's a little pliable, a little more pliable than it normally is in real life.
And then my Twitter is at @gmorlang. I've been getting better about posting things. I thought I posted something pretty funny today. The new iPhones were just announced today. And
that's hilarious, Garrett. That's good.
Okay. Well, everyone was freaking out because the new iPhone 11 has 3 cameras on it. And so apparently there's this thing called trypophobia, which is this is from Wikipedia, an aversion to the sight of clusters or patterns of small holes or bumps. It is not officially recognized as a mental disorder, but may fall under the broad category of specific phobia if fear is involved and the fear is excessive and distressing. So people are saying that the way the cameras are laid out and the size and shape of them, it's giving people who have trypophobia, it's like causing them to like freak out basically, like looking at the back of the iPhone. And so I took a picture of, you know how in the back of our vans there's like that grate with all like the holes all over and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like people who had trypophobia would see that and like freak out. And so I just took a picture. I'm like, for all those people who losing their minds over the iPhone 11, I posted a picture of just the back of my van with all the holes. I'm like,
that's excellent.
That's it. That's all I wrote. I thought it was pretty good. So if you like that joke, go over to G.
There's plenty more where that came from over at G Morlang on
G
Twitter.
Morlang on Twitter.
And you can always find me on Twitter at JJ Purdom. And I'm going to be completely honest. I never post anything. Occasionally, I retweet stuff that the Super Gamer Boys puts out. I'm thinking about getting more active on the interwebs by going on, but keep in mind, I'm an older guy. So because I'm older, I'm almost 41. Yeah, you know, my wife recently said, you know, you're going to be 41 in another month or so. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know why. 40 was okay, but then I was like,
an old fart.
Oh no, 41, oh no.
I need to fire you off the podcast.
Might have to get somebody younger and a lot better looking and funnier.
A little too old for this demographic.
Yep. You crazy kids.
Also, thank you so much to Star Andrews for our logo. Check her out on Instagram at Ground Floor Graphics and Facebook.com/Ground Floor Graphics. So since 99% of people tune out at this point, I just want to give you special people a little sneak peek.
Oh my goodness.
Sneak peek.
What are we peeking on?
So here's the deal. No one's actually listening to the podcast at this point. So I'm going to tell just you cool people that we're working on a store to sell cool merch about Super Gamer Boys.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't officially put it out there to the public because I'm planning on making some cool new stuff. So I'm designing some more merch. So before it goes live, officially, and we advertise it, I have some more work to do, but technically the store is live. So if you see something over there at supergamerboys.com/store, if you go over there and see something you like, it is live. You can order stuff and it will show up at your doorstep.
Yes, it will.
But the reason we're not advertising is, like I said, I have more ideas in my head for shirts and whatever else. And I was like, you know what? I want to get those things out there before we make it public. But
if you theoretically want to have our logo tattooed across your face with our faces, so then instead of your face, it would be my face and Garrett's face on your face, you can do that.
No.
But no,
we're not doing no tattoos.
We're doing face tattoos. That's what you said.
T-shirts, socks, mugs, hoodies, phone cases, stickers. Oh, everyone wanted stickers? There's stickers over there.
Stickers are really awesome, but you sure that
no tattoos? No
face
tattoos.
tattoo is the way.
No tattoos.
Could you imagine all of our minions out there with mine of your face, tattooed on their face, and then we made it into one huge face?
No, I think that'd be really bad.
That'd be whoo.
Yeah. So for all you hardcore people who actually listen to the end after the housekeeping here, That's for you. So go out there, get yourself a sweet T-shirt, get yourself a sticker, and don't tell anyone else about it. No, you can.
No, please tell other people.
You can tell other people about it, but we're not. Like I said,
we're not. Keep it secret.
We're not going to post on the social medias until I get those last couple T-shirt ideas actually designed and on the shop, and then we'll be like, "Hey, suckers, go buy our stuff."
I'm thinking one with, instead of like, okay, on each one of our nipple areas.
Stop.
No, listen, it would be your face on one and like my face on the other.
Okay, we'll catch y'all on the flippity flop.